Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa atba'ihi wa sallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad بعدد كل داء ودواء وبارك وسلم عليه وعليهم كثيرا كثيرا. Now, 92nd chapter in our sequence, it is, it is the 9th revealed chapter. Sorry, we are here. And verse 9, no, before this, not verse 9, verse 6. Yeah, we left off verse 6. So the Arabic text says, وَصَدَّقَ بِالْحُسْنَى. There's no need to go into the semantic side of the word, but we understand that it is translated testifies, confirms, or affirms, act accordingly, accepts the it is al-husna. It's translated here the ultimate good. Let's make it simple. What is good? What is beautiful? We can say from human side what is meaningful and benefits from it, and confirms what is beautiful. It accepts what's beautiful. Very simple language. Of course, the translation may vary using the different words, but we try to get the concept, the meaning. So what does it mean? The meaning. What do you understand from here? Let's use the already available translation here. Testifies to the truth of the ultimate good. What makes it difficult, you know? What do you mean by ultimate good? Testifies or confirms what is beautiful, husna, as well, beauty, good, beauty, anything positive. What does it mean? What is the significance of it? What is good? What is good? Testifies the good. What is good? Who would say, come on, I'm waiting for you. I'm not asking a rhetoric question. It's a real question. You know, what is good for you? For you. Not from there? Okay.
So something that does not conflict with my nature as a human being, the way that I am made, and something that maybe will enhance, or not enhance, but I think, yeah, something that is consistent.
Give us an example. Banana?
Oh yeah, banana. No fruits. No fruits today. Yeah.
Not today.
Yeah. Cool. So if I were to have a banana,
that's good for you.
It's good for me. But maybe I should ask why is this thing good for me? So when I see the banana and I'm conscious of its existence, and I ask the question, well, when I eat it and I feel sort of satisfied, is the banana itself giving me this feeling, or is there something else that could the banana itself give me this feeling of being satiated? Does it have the power to do that? And when I investigate and I realize and I come to the conclusion that this banana cannot give existence to itself.
Yeah.
And I then argue that whatever gave existence to the banana is what is satisfying me and sustaining me.
So you like banana because it is prepared for you, and your love of banana, your liking of banana, goes back to its creator. Okay? Something more, or something else. Good. Because there's something there we have to dig into.
I think I have something different. So I look at 3 keywords from this verse: testifies, truth, and good, linked to one another. And testifies, as we said, makes sense to me as confirming or accepting something. Truth for me in this instance is my reality, but not just the condition, but my desired reality. What I feel right towards, what I feel comfort towards. And when it says the ultimate good, it's what I want it to be. So it's not just what it is, which is, for me, represented by truth, but what I want it to be. So if I was to use this as an existential example, I confirm or accept that I like to be in this state of happiness, but my desire, the ultimate good, is long-term intent, I guess, is to continue to exist in that state, something which isn't just my reality now, but a moment that I guess I want it to exist.
It should be temporary.
The ultimate good should not be temporary. I think the truth can be.
No. Now, when we read this verse, the word husna, which is translated here as the ultimate truth, do you think the verse, do you think the verse is referring to this word, or it is referring something else? It means, for example, the source of this world, the creator of this world. Which one do you think wasattaka bil husna refers to? This verse testifying the ultimate good
Both.
refers to.
Does it refer to both? Or the
So, step by step. But it starts where?
here?
Here.
Then it breaks through to.
And then as goes back to
the origin.
the origin of this good here.
Yeah.
For example, do you think the existence of something which is not related to you is good for you? Well, you don't have, not like banana. You don't have anything to do with, for example, the fish in the bottom of the ocean.
Unless you can connect it to
Sorry?
you can connect it to your existence,
Yeah.
what does it matter?
So I think we can say, or we should say that good is, I'm afraid of sounding as if I'm just using preconceived concepts, such as good is in the existence, not the origin. We didn't come there yet. In the existence of what? What else? For example, in the existence of stars. Is it?
wouldn't it be in its existence of its relation to me? Like, I feel like for something to be good, it has to be linked to me.
For example, do you think the poisonous snake is good?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
not bad.
It's part of the system, so it has to be like a balance, and everything plays a role. And even if it's not linked to me, it's linked to something and something and something.
But if it bites you, stings you, you get hurt. But the existence of the poisonous snake is no, yes.
Can I just comment on what I draw from the meaning of good?
Yeah.
So to me, it says that good is something that tells you about who you really are. It is, like, for example, my memory of good starts from, let's say, childhood where you're hungry and you're given something. You have a mother who takes care of you. These are, like, the definitions, the first definitions of what you define as what you need and what you get as a result of needing. And if I think about good in the present of my existence right now, it is anything that reminds me of how I'm created and what I need from it.
So it is something to do with. I have an answer to my questions. I'm directing to you, but I don't want to just say it and it becomes a knowledge. But I don't want knowledge. You have to be confirmed. You have to confirm within your own self. That's why I am urging you by asking relevant or irrelevant questions to come to your own conclusion. So far, you touched upon, everybody touched upon some truth. But I'm looking for a comprehensive definition of confirming the truth. Comprehensive definition. For example, if can you tell me one thing which doesn't contribute to my realization of what I am here? Which doesn't contribute. Can you, for example? Well, so what can we conclude? Come on. What can we conclude from there?
That everything in my existence is telling me about who I am, or I'm giving answers to my question.
To see the goodness in the existence of
Everything.
everything. So the definition is whatever exists is good. Whatever exists is good. Okay, let's say if denial of God is good,
Yeah.
sure. Look, I didn't say denier. I said denial. Denial of God doesn't exist. It's not true. Human construction made up. So it doesn't exist. Whatever exists is good. Now, that's one side. Do we agree on this? Are we comfortable about it? For example, there is a volcano erupting. Good. Existence is good. But I may get harmed or run away, but existence is good because this act of existence, the erupting volcano, tells me something, helps me understand something. For example, something related to, sorry,
Your life.
me. So, because I say, oh, this is an interesting creation, So there is something going on under the earth. Although in New York we are comfortable, but the earth is boiling, boiling. Which kind of creation is it? How wonderful it has been arranged. Who's doing that? Who's demonstrating what? So I start thinking. So that, oh, in New York we took for granted that earth is fixed, strong. No, it's not. It is all liquid. Oh, so perfect arrangement. So before the volcano, I understand that somebody else is operating in this world. So one side, everything which is created is good. So from other side, which looks at me, the face of the existence which looks at me, also I am expected to testify to the truth in the creation, to truth of goodness or ultimate good in the creation. It means from one side the existence is good, but from another side I have to be happy with the creation. Why? Why? Why do I have to be happy with whatever is created? Why should I be happy with whatever is created?
It's me about me.
Say?
It tells me something about myself.
Explain.
As far as its creation is concerned.
Yeah, you have a counterpart of it. So that you respond to it. You are conscious, right? And you question and try to understand what is going on there. You are given the ability. We human beings are given the ability. It corresponds. Whatever exists out there and whatever exists in me work together, as far as we are concerned. So we cannot really isolate ourselves from the rest of the creation, right? We cannot isolate. So we have to confirm the beauty, the goodness of goodness in the existence of everything, and of course not theoretically confirm, saying that, oh, whatever is created is good for me, but this horrible thing, so damn, what happened there, for example? So you may be harmed by someone or something, you get angry. The verse says, no, you have to confirm and see the goodness in it. Something happened to you unpleasant. Yeah, the act performed by somebody else, this man has done something wrong from his side. As far as the creation of the event is concerned, teaches you something. Teaches you your reality, for example, who you are. For example, all the things are created out there, helps me understand that I am created, I am needy, I am dependent, I cannot act in this world even for a moment as an independent being. In my existence, I am dependent. I cannot act as if I'm free as I want. No, I am dependent. I am here in the training ground, in the training field, that everything is created for me, but I have to try to connect to it. Through connecting the acts of creation, I come to know who? Yeah, the creator of this event and the creator of me. This seems to be a very interesting and important understanding. It's very important understanding. People don't think usually in this way. But this is the people. But these concepts are very important. We have to work on them. So, for example, you wanted to eat something, apple. You know when apple gets rotten inside, that you don't see how bad it tastes. So, now here you throw it. All right. Never get angry with the existence of the rotten apple. It is purposefully created to teach you, to train you who you are. Now that testifies to the truth of the ultimate good means never somebody should be unhappy with what is created. Isn't that beautiful? Huh? Can we manage? I can't. So I get angry. But we have to be happy at every moment, on every occasion. Essentially, it is possible. Practically, no. But for me, no. Maybe for you. So, but for me, no. Practically, I may not be successful, but at least theoretically, I should understand whatever happens is good. For example, let's assume that somebody, inshallah, there is no such case, God willing, somebody hates you because you are a believer in God and wants to kill you, right? Look at this severe conditions. What will you do? Will you like this event? You hope it should not happen. Now, but at the same time, the creation of this event is beautiful. It's good. Husna. Why the translators chose the word the ultimate good? Husn is good, but husna, the best good. Is it the best good? But that's why the translator said, how can I express it in English? Ultimate good. That's what I mean? So the ultimate good you should see in it. But at the same time, will you be happy with the man who is doing it? No. The man's choice, you have to reject. What we have to do here, we have to make the distinction between man's choice and the creation of the event. Right? For example, I don't like death. I don't want to die. I have lots of things to read, about piles of books that are in my house. So I have to read, I don't know which one I should finish first. When the books I used to read were just 100 pages, 200 pages. Now, 1,800 pages. Never finishes, looks like. So I don't want to die. Now, that's correct, but the existence of creation of death, I have to be happy with it. There's a difference. We don't usually think the difference between the existence of something and my desire. Both of them are legitimate. For example, if I say I don't want to die, it doesn't mean that it is a distorted attitude. No, it's a correct attitude. That's how I am created. I don't like, for example, to eat a rotten apple in the middle. So outside looks beautiful. When I bite it, when I bite it, the horrible taste comes and throw it. Now, I don't like rotten apples to eat, but I should make the distinction between existence of the rotten apple and my my sense, which doesn't like rotten apple. But there are some worms they love. That is their, how do you say, fried chicken or roasted lamb or something like that. But for them, you see, it is not ultimately bad. It is the existence is good. Well, of course, you can understand that if you know if it is not rightly consumed, benefited, and Allah, God says, the creator of the apple says, even if you don't benefit from it, I got it. These are the process we can make sense of it. Try to see in the wisdom in the existence of the rotten apple. But we have to make this distinction. So, conclusion. Who will conclude and summarize it? When the verse says, testifies to the to the truth of the ultimate good, it means everything is ultimately good. Everything is ultimately good. So try to see that one. But you avoid, for example, there is a poisonous snake, you run away from it. Yeah. But it doesn't mean that it is not good. That's why ultimately it is good. For example, the people who attack, for example, non-believers attack the believers. That's understandable. But the believers attacking non-believers, not understandable. It's wrong. Because they know that it is created, and in its creation, it is good. Now, the man has made the wrong choice. It is his responsibility, not yours. Why bother? If you want, you can help by being a nice person, like having a nice relationship, trying to say that, come on, let's talk about it. Yeah? Help him, help. Of course, nowadays the help is on the material side only, not really human side. Human side, no one talks about it. People avoid discussing this. Are we okay with this? Now, the following verse is very easy to understand if we are okay with this understanding, okay? So tell yourself, it is first, everything starts with intellectually comprehension of the subject. Now, what we do in this class, at least we make the message of the Quran intellectually comprehensible for us. Try to understand it and how I can relate it to my real life in this world, in my practical life. How can I relate it? Now, this is just intellectual understanding. This is just the beginning. Now we have to train and reflect on it as much as possible. For example, you are in a hurry, you wait for the train or the bus doesn't come. So your friend says, come on, wait me in this station at 9 o'clock, I will be there. He never comes. Yeah, if he's coming from a Muslim background, most probably he will come at 9:30 or 10 o'clock. So you get annoyed. Remember, remind yourself, yeah? You don't like it, but definitely there is a teaching for you there, and this is created for a absolutely wise one, created. But the man's mistake is man's mistake. Never trust him again. But you understand, but never get angry with the existence of the event. It's not easy. It's not easy. That's what the Quran says. Hey, you have to confirm the ultimate truth. You have to see the ultimate truth in the existence of everything. It is the best thing for you, for your training in this world. Do you understand? Don't get angry with anyone, especially with me. Yeah.
So the ultimate truth has to do with knowing that something is good, whatever, like the situation you described, knowing that, okay, this person did not show up. The creation of whatever I'm experiencing is good. This person not showing up, me feeling in agony. The
You
creation
feel?
of agony, like frustrated.
Frustrated. Yeah, again, is a big word. Yeah, okay, frustrated. Yeah. Yeah, you get annoyed. You keep looking at the watch.
Right. So then, so this whole situation one is going through, remembering this, that the creation of everything right now is good. So that's the ultimate good, but how? Like, just knowing that is good? Like,
Sorry?
knowing that is good, can we decipher more?
Comfortable. Don't get excited. Don't have a tension. You know, don't get disappointed mentally. You know what? Yes, this is what I don't like. Yes, just understand. This is what I don't like. I'm created with this sense not to like it, and I'm not liking it. Right? But don't get, don't grow negative feelings which will make you under stress, put you under stress. No, just be calm. I can tell you one secret. It is in the Hadith collections, narrated in the Hadith collections. But I don't remember reading it in Bukhari. I don't know the rest. But it is in the Hadith narration. In the battlefield, it is something unbelievable. It is not very accustomed way of thinking about the events. They narrate that the Prophet always in the battlefield, either he will kill or they will kill him. Smiles. Can you imagine? Smiles. Can you imagine? In the battlefield, can you kill somebody with smile? Not a sarcastic smile. Calm. Comfortable. This is how we are created. It's a good lesson for me here. I am training my human side with these events, right? So as we say, we should read the negative figures in the examples of the Quran, the enemies of the prophets. For example, Pharaoh is the most famous one, but we shouldn't externalize him. Pharaoh, one of my side, right? It is with me. It is what I am. From one aspect, I am a Pharaoh, right? But should I feed this feeling or be aware that there is a tendency in human nature that I can choose that one? No, I don't want it. It is, if it is bad for you, this example is given to you in order to describe who you are. Pharaoh example is given to you in order to describe who you are, what you have in your ingredients as a human being. The Moses example, Aaron and Moses example are given to you who you are, again, within your ingredients, that you may choose that one to be an Aaron, to be a, no. These are all what? Directly related to my case. So take everything that's created in the world for yourself. For yourself, as This man tries to kill me because I said, I will put it in a simplistic way, because I said, don't worship anyone but the creator of the universe, the Lord of the universe. Is it good? Is it the right thing to do? I just said, no. I said, not, but I'm seeing it. Look, this man is doing it. It means there is a possibility that I may do the same thing. It's in my ingredients. So it is an option for me to do the same thing. I could have been in their position. For example, the explanation of the Quran is very interesting. It says, in general, of course, I'm not really quoting from the Quran and translating it exactly, which is not possible anyways. So the very rough understanding of the messages. Don't go into extreme. Don't pass the limits in killing or being or opposing your enemies. Noah, never forget that you were like them a few years ago. So, but you became like this. Now, as you are. How can you make sure that he may be like you now, 5 years later? So, defend yourself unless you have to. Never harm anybody. Even they deny, they attack. Okay, listen, be comfortable. Listen to them, physically protect yourself. If you have to kill him in turn, because if you don't, he will kill you. Then you have to protect yourself. There is another reason in it. Why do I have to protect myself? I shouldn't let, not me, a believing in God person die. You have no right to let a believing person die or be killed. Do you understand? It may be you, it may be me. Doesn't matter. So I cannot let myself to be killed because I am a believer. Why? Because we have no right to let a believing person die or be killed, because this person is fulfilling the mission of the existence of the whole universe. That the universe is meaningful just because of the appreciation of this man. The universe is created for the believing people. So that the universe, if you think in a certain extent, we can say the universe is conscious. The universe is conscious, not the matter itself, but it is created by a conscious being, and it is employed in a way that they will function consciously. But they may not have conscious like human beings have, do you understand? Which is described with the word in the scripture, angels. Their angels represent their glorifications. It means their conscious proclamations of the qualities of their creator, right? That is how the scripture describes it. So the universe in the Quran, what it says, universe, the sky does not cry. Look at the language of the Quran. It's very interesting. Sky does not cry on the death of an unbeliever. Sky doesn't cry. It means when a believer dies, sky cries. What does it mean? As far as the purpose of the existence of the sky is concerned, the believer is confirming this purpose and responding back to it. For example, Now, I don't want it, but somebody brings a nice food, right? No one eats. Offers, no one eats. Isn't that disappointing? Yeah? Do you feel happy? Now, when people eat, appreciate it, you feel? Exactly. The universe presents the best food to human mind, human intelligence. When you appreciate it, you understand that in one sense or another, not the material sense, the universe, the sky is happy. That's the description of the Quran. It means you have fulfilled the purpose of the existence of the universe. Right? So if you, for example, you have done again, it's a nice action, nice, make it a bit different example. Let's say you have written a book which is very meaningful according to you, and somebody was going to read it and appreciate it, read it, appreciate it, and he wants to read more, and somebody else comes and kills him. What happens? Your book becomes meaningless. This is what I mean. It's not a very good example, but one thing it tells me, to my consciousness, so if someone was going to read the book I wrote and appreciate it, and if it is killed, I feel, I wrote this book to teach something to this man, and this man was killed, and my action became in vain. Yeah? Right? You understand?
Yes, I mean, I don't think it inherently becomes meaningless, but it
No.
becomes, the purpose of it becomes unfulfilled.
Yes.
because
So
it's
you
not
human
appreciated.
beings, as a human being, you feel unhappy.
Mhm. Right.
So the universe, the Quran says, feels unhappy. When a believer stops appreciating the message of the universe. This kind of understanding we have to develop. We cannot say that this is a matter, this is a stone, these are stars, nothing to do with reality. No, there is everything. Everything is interaction consciously. At least if you cannot comprehend their conscious interaction, because of the matter for us has no consciousness, right? But we always discuss this matter related to angels. We always discuss, but now matter seems to be unconscious, but in their existence, there is a conscious relationship with you. Do you understand that? In their existence, they really transfer meaning to you. We said like a book. We give this example on many occasions. Now, there's a book here. Let's say this is a book, and there's something, meaning in it. So, if someone says, I love this book, what does it mean?
Deduced it.
What is written in it, the meaning, the message I receive from it, I love it. Not the paper, not only mouse likes the paper, they eat. But human beings likes what? The message in it. The universe is like a book. So the book is always in connection, interaction with me. So if I don't read it, the existence of book becomes pointless. Now that's what the Quran says. When a believer dies, No, the Quran's description is other way around. When a non-believer dies, the one who doesn't read the book doesn't get disappointed. He's not going to read it anyways. Let him die. But on the meaning, on the flip side of the meaning, if someone is benefiting from the message written in the book, and this man is killed, example. These are, you understood, I think, the subject. Why are we going there? Because we live in a dead universe in general. That's materialistic worldview. We cannot communicate with the things around us. The Prophet says, it's very interesting. When you enter a house, example, this is just an example, because the narrations are only for one example. You can generalize it everywhere, not only house. You enter the classroom, you take your bag and use it, you say, greet the house. It means say salam to the house, even there were nobody. Why? Why? Communicate with the existence of the house. Don't treat it as an unconscious, inanimate being, dead, as if, no, universe is not dead. Universe is continuously emitting message, alive. Everything is alive.
Yeah, so I was thinking of the connection between 6 and 7, right? So let's say I come upon something or a situation or anything that invokes in me a feeling of discontent or frustration, something that I don't like. If I acknowledge that the created thing in its face that looks to its existence, in its angelic side, if you will,
yeah.
In terms of the content, immaterial content that holds for me, that I can read, then I can acknowledge that it's not in its existence again something bad, but that it's good. And through such recognition, do I then open myself up to receiving ease or contentment with that situation or thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's how then the easy way is facilitated for me.
Yes. So the meaning
in my approach to it, right?
It became now the right time now to move to the verse 7. So فَسَنُيَسِّرُ لِلْيُسْرَى. Who? Yeah. I cannot read it from فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْيُسْرَى. We shall facilitate an easy way for him. Now, you move to this 7. If you are happy with everything which is created, even in the battlefield, the enemies are attacking you, you are happy. Can you make it? Can you make it? Can you make it? Somebody's attacking you. Let's say your sibling is attacking you, and somebody is jealous of you and sending you showering you texts saying that you are like this. What will you do? But existence is perfect. If you have this criterion in your life, the existence of everything is essentially beautiful. Good. Yeah. Even somebody comes to kill you, the existence of this event is perfect. So you have to defend yourself is another thing. While you are defending, if you get angry, without criticizing why this health thing happened to me, yeah, then you cannot benefit from the creation. It means you are self-centric, not, if you like, God-centric. Because the creation of things is perfect, it means the creator is perfect. If you see any default, any defect in it, what does it mean? The creator did something not perfect. Not good. Yeah? It means criticizing the work is criticizing the worker. That's why you are, or we human beings are created with the senses which can only be satisfied with the ultimate good. What is the ultimate good? The creator. Yeah. So if we don't develop this ultimate good sense within ourselves, we cannot communicate with the creator. It means we disconnect ourselves with the creator. When we disconnect ourselves with the creator, what we are left with? Our own egoistic caprices, whims. And egoistic whims never get satisfaction. So you have to just see, smile. See, smile. Even in the battlefield, smile. Can you do that? You'll be happy with the creation. Then it is, we shall facilitate an easy way for him. It means you are created. But the language says, God will facilitate an easy way for this person. But it means that God is doing how? Not in a miraculous way, in the creation. That's what you are created for. Yeah, that is, God is saying how I created you, that you can live an easy life, comfortable, happy life. That's how I created you. We don't really, we shouldn't understand the word saying that if I do this, God will facilitate the easy way for me. No, no, no. It is already in your creation. God is informing you. Because what is happening in the world right now is the will of the Creator. That's all. That's why it is right for God to say that I am doing it to you. That's the language of the scripture. That's the problem. We always say that in the scripture, God speaks. But as a reader, I am understanding it. So I have to look at the scripture from my perspective, not from God's perspective. So when this verse says, for example, we shall facilitate an easy way for him, I would say, God is telling me how he creates. Do you understand? God is telling me how he is creating. I wouldn't expect any extraordinary event that will happen. You know, for example, I am doing it this way, and God is creating a special thing for me that I will feel happy in my life. No, it is in me, in my creation. To make it real for yourself, don't expect any extraordinary event to happen to you. So you start receiving some sort of happiness out of blue, but created by God. No, 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 no. God is telling you what your reality is, what my reality is. Do you understand? That's how we should read the Quran. We always say that when we read the Quran, Quran uses the vocabulary that I am all powerful. For example, my power, my might is all encompassing. That's what he says. No, no, no. It is a message for you. Look at the creation. See that the creator, the originator of this universe must have been Almighty. Right? Don't speculate about God. Look at the universe. It's a message for you. Study the universe and see that the creator is Almighty. Do you understand the difference? It is not very common. It's not very common, but we don't mind. We don't bother about what other people say, but we should understand that we means in your reality. The way you are created makes your life. I created you with this potentiality so that you can practice an easy way, happy way. Try that, even very difficult. I know it's very difficult to practice, but try. For example, there are two sisters here. One sister A, there is no need to mention the name, the other sister is B. So one sister A starts annoying B, right? Okay. As far as the B is concerned, it's a beautiful creation. Yeah. Let me take a lesson. Because A behaved in this way, it's nice, isn't it? Did you like it? Astro said, no, I didn't like it. We should do the same thing. Thank you. Realizing it. Yeah? Thank you. Giving me the opportunity to realize it. Is it easy? You are. Okay. Give us an example.
So I have a different question.
Yeah.
In this event, where something helped me realize what I should not be doing, but yet that opportunity could have, I could have resulted in a negative conclusion as well. My intellect or wisdom, I guess the wisdom or intellect that I've been given, kind of necessitates to a certain extent that I should not be putting myself in that situation again. Because of, again, the likelihood or the opportunity that I can result in or can conclude with a negative outcome. So, should that be the case when, if I'm seeing the good in it, how can I reject it from happening again or reject it from wanting to happen again?
We talked about the existence of the poisonous, dangerous snake.
Right.
Run away from it, but don't criticize the existence of the poisonous snake.
Yeah.
No, something like that. Learn from it. Learn from it. So it is. Look, even the bad an action which is created and it is annoying and wrong. Let's say, no, it's against the nature of the creation. It's wrong. Okay. Look at it, say, I could have done the same thing. I'm a human being. You see, God is giving me the opportunity to see how horrible it is to be in this position. Thank you. Because the nature of this creation is nothing but training. Training means you don't have to be perfect in order to be trained. If you were, it's impossible. That's why. If you were perfect, you wouldn't be here. So it is a training place. You have to. There's a word in the Quran. It's beautiful, actually, when you think of it in this context. We created everything, your children, your property, as fitna. Fitna means what? Really, the fitna means a very high temperature that burns. Burn, for example, let's say iron core, is it core? How is it called? Iron ore or what?
Or,
Sorry?
or,
Ore. Like OR, iron ore. The way
Iron ore,
Yeah.
but not the iron itself, is as you take it from the mountain. Iron ore. Thank you. Okay. I could not remember. There was something. Okay. Iron ore is no good for anything. Yeah? What are you going to do with it? Unless, what do? You burn. When you burn it in the high temperature furnace, what happens? The iron ore melts, the iron runs this way, and the shaft or this unnecessary thing runs this way. They separate from it, and the iron comes out. They call it, this is gold. Gold is like this. You have to, for example, if they want to treat the gold, what do? They burn. That is fitna. Fitna apparently burns you. It means something annoying annoys you. But ultimately, you purify yourself. Saying, oh yes, really, I know that. I learned now that this attitude is horrible, it is wrong. Thank the Creator, God, that they are teaching me that I should never be in the position of this person. But you can defend yourself. That's something else. Human rights, of course, it's a social life is different. But you should never be angry, so that you will have a really easy life, happy life. It's very, very beautiful. Just see, for example, somebody comes and let's say you are living in a house, your sibling comes and annoys you constantly. What should you do? You should react very positively, because you are not angry with the existence of the event. So you can really calm down, because you are not angry essentially with the existence of the event. So you can manage the case in the best way than otherwise. Otherwise means, for example, you attack back to your spleen. What happens? He attacks back to you the constant conflict, right? And never ending combat between the spleens for family members or friends or whatever. But if you smile at the horrible event, what happens? For example, somebody comes and says, I'm going to kill you. Yeah? But what do you want from me? Yeah? Please. What does he do? Calm down. Yeah? But if you say, you killed, I can kill you. And then, no, you can't. No. So the conflict makes your life horrible. Yeah. So really, I really like these verses. Is that when we understand one, the following is easy to understand now. Are we comfortable with this? Needs training. Try to do whatever annoys you. Take this attitude towards this event. Whatever annoys you.
For example, somebody insults you, like you said.
Insult.
Smile. You see smile. But the person, instead of smiling back, continues to insult you.
No.
You become frustrated.
No, okay. Look, it doesn't, your smiling does not aggravate the case, diminishes is the effect of it. The other person once more, twice, and then said, oh, I cannot really annoy this man, and gives up. And then, well, but at the same time, you learn something. That is the essential message. But if you want to have a comfortable life, have a positive attitude towards every act of creation. So, for example, let's say earthquake, God forbid, is happening here, and the buildings started shaking. Rather than, you don't panic. When you don't panic, what happens? You use your reason. You don't act like a crazy, I'm sorry, but like animal. You know, going there, doing that, you don't know what you are doing. You just stop and say, what is the best way to save my life? I have to save my life. That's what I'm created, how I am created. And you do the most, you choose the most reasonable choice, option, most reasonable possible for you. If you get disappointed, you react. It means you cannot use your reason. That's what we are not created for. That's why if you testify the ultimate truth, then your life will be easy. That's how we are created. I'm not getting angry, don't worry. At the moment, but after the class, I don't know. I don't promise yet.
So let's say there's a person across from me, right? And they shoot me.
Yeah.
When I look at the existence of that action, I know that it's created, right?
Mm-hmm.
To the existence, so far as it's concerned in terms of the existence of the action, I can smile. But at the same time, I do have the need in me, right, to express my discontent with their utilization of free will.
Yeah, their utilization.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
this contentment, be careful. This contentment should be in the form of taking pity. Okay, carry on.
right. So
You are sorry that he's doing something wrong.
sure, you can say that as well. So again, I smile at the creation of the event, in its existence of it, but how do I then go about in expressing my discontentment with their choice, their you know, their choice of the free will?
In a calm language, to say, oh, I'm not happy with what you are doing. Yeah? If you get angry, cause reaction. And the reaction causes tension. Tension causes unhappiness. And also, not only there, unhappiness, it goes further. It causes you to disturb your nerve system. And you become depressive. If you keep criticizing, most of the depressions, the source of depression, the disease is very common. According to some people, 26% of American people are under the influence of depression. It's a big number, actually. Okay. The source of depression is taking a critical, not criticizing, it means criticizing attitude to the existence of the events around his or her environment. My mother did this, my father is like this, my neighbor was doing that, I wanted this, but I couldn't get it, etc., etc. Negative attitude, criticizing everything causes what? Ultimately, depression, and you become a depressive person. When you become a depressive person, then you start losing your free will, free choice, reasoning to control your attitude. Because depression causes you not to be able to listen to your reasoning. We understand it's very important. There are some certain things in the creation that if we are not aware of their nature, then it becomes an habitual reaction in human nature. For example, jealousy. Jealousy doesn't listen to reason. Reaction. If you get used to it, when you get depressed, you cannot listen to your reason. You say that, why am I getting angry with my brother, my sister, or my mother, my father? Why? If you just really don't think about it and get angry, and you start seeing the world as a bad place to be in, when you are not happy with when your environment, ultimately, you are not happy with your creator, and then your human qualities contradict this reality, disturbs your balance in your creation, in your existence. So when the balance is disturbed, you cannot follow reason. The cure for depression is وَصَدَّقَ بِالْحُسْنَى. Not the pill. وَصَدَّقَ بِالْحُسْنَى. But after a certain stage, depression becomes a second nature of the person, because if you keep drinking, for example, coffee every morning, then 5 years later, if there is no coffee or no smoking, for example, you start panicking. You cannot concentrate. But why? It is the result of 5 years prayer. I want to be like this. Action-wise prayer, physical prayer. I want to be like this. I want to be like that. Okay, be like this. There are several verses in the Quran. This is what they wanted to be. I said, okay, then you deserve this. You deserve it. It means it becomes a second nature, they say. That's why, for example, jealousy is very important for everyone, not only for girls or women. Jealousy it's a very common disease among humanity. Jealousy, depression, doesn't acknowledge, doesn't listen, doesn't really appreciate reason. No, out of reason. Depressive person acts out of reason. And when they go to the hospital, said, why were you like this? I don't know. I started shaking, and it's a result of 5 years, 10 years prayer. That's okay, I accepted that. If you insist, God says, whatever you ask me, I will give you. So we have to be careful not to have this negative attitude in any case.
Also, too, I believe it's being sucked up in the dunya, too.
Sorry?
Being sucked up in the dunya.
Being sucked up in sucked up as in consumed in the world.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know the word dunya, but I don't think there is a word in English. So we speak English. So no, we speak English. It means really. I'm not criticizing you, but make it English. But if it is necessary, yeah, then in bracket. Yeah. So, of course, I think you are the first time coming.
No, I've been here. I haven't been here in a while.
That's okay. Okay. Don't make yourself forgotten. Be present. So, okay, welcome. For example, the word, but this is just an anecdote, okay, nothing to do with our setting. The word dunya, the word has a connotation in it, right? It means something in your language. For example, if you use this word to somebody else who has no Islamic background, when you say the word, they will say, yeah, this is the word. That is not what you mean. The word means, in your language, in the language of the Quran, specifically concentrating on the material aspect of the things, but forgetting about the message they bring to you. Yeah, it needs explanation. So we should train ourselves, all of us. I'm taking as an excuse. We should never use in this culture any value-laden language according to my culture, according to my background. The other person would never understand anything. So we have to train ourselves to use a word or a phrase which makes sense to a person who comes from a non-Islamic background. We have to train ourselves how to live in this society. Never use pre-accepted vocabulary. So, anyone else? Anyone else? I understood, but don't take it that I'm criticizing you.
No,
Yeah,
no,
the word
no.
life means really not thinking of the creator or the creation side of existence, but your relationship with the existence itself as if it happens independently, meaningless, material existence. That's why we have to be aware that most of the time, we live in a dead world. Dead. Meaning, this is what this table, that's the dead, nothing, one can use it, otherwise none of my business. What is that? It's raining, oh, horrible. And, it is cold, it's winter, or it is war, whatever, as if, they are dead, they are deaf, they are blind, they are meaningless. We don't know how to communicate with the creation. That's what the Quran says. The Quran says so. Everything really glorifies God. It means everything is announcing the qualities of their creator to you. These are heralds, good news carriers. What do we say? What is that? It is the moon. Yeah? This full moon today, or like whatever. What is that? Nothing to do with me. So we have to get out of this world. For example, when you see mostly dogs here. So when you see a dog, I was going to say a bird, but more than birds, we see dogs. So when you see a dog, say, Assalamu alaikum. Look, even it barks at you, that barking is alaikum salam. Acknowledge. But it doesn't bite. You know that this is the reality. I'm not making up. If the dog comes and tries to attack you, just stop it, he stops as well. If you know it. Now it doesn't attack. If you run away from it, that's it. It's guilty. That's good. I have to catch it. They bite. So, certain, that's the general attitude of the dogs. Just say Assalamu alaikum. They say how. Finish. Yeah. If you run away from it, they run after you. It means our relationship with animals, with plants. So if you see a tree, for example, do you say Assalamu alaikum to the tree? Do you say? Missing something. When you say Assalamu alaikum, really the angelic side of the tree is happy with you. Happy with you. Anyway, this is the details. Anyone else? Yeah, I think you wanted to.
I really appreciated the formula that you're presenting to us in terms of smiling at any situation, and obviously that requires training because it has to come from within.
Yes,
but
of course.
When you're faced in a situation where somebody's really doing things or saying something to upset you, you smile. But at the same time, like, what you smiling at? So you keep smiling, you know?
That's his business. But you have to take care of your, if you like, the spiritual feelings in yourself. You are responsible for yourself. You know, for example, in the battlefield, the prophet, the people are trying to kill him. He's smiling back. It is an unimaginable thing that within this culture. It's incomprehensible. Within this culture, somebody is going to kill you with smiling. But defend with a smiling. It means you are conscious of what is happening. You are under your control of your wisdom. Yeah, you will react in the best way. Otherwise, if you are angry, you are out of control, you don't listen to your reasoning, you cannot act in the best way. Yeah.
Can we say that one does not necessarily have to be angry in order to put themselves in a situation where they are unable to see the good? And what I mean by that is, for example,
they are unable
to see the ultimate good in the situation.
Ultimate good, yeah.
Because if, let's say, I am just washing the dishes, or it doesn't have to be something unpleasant. I'm just, I don't know, doing something nice. I'm going out for a walk, okay? But if in that walking, I do not, I view the world, the universe as dead. I don't communicate with how does my body know how to walk, how do I breathe, what is going on environment. Right? In a way, then I darken my view of the world for myself.
Yeah.
Right? Because I was thinking.
What is depression? Seeing the world black. No hope, no future, no meaning. So you don't like and communicate with the others. You hate them. Of course, it is against your nature, human nature. What you are doing, you are oppressing your spirit, your soul. So your soul feels more and more imprisoned within your body. All your tools of detecting the messages from the universe is detecting the message of distorted. You cannot see the harmony between your creation and the creation of the outside world. You cannot communicating with them on the positive way. So it causes what? Definitely disorder. How many, who study psychology? How many kinds of disorder they study? Of course, this causes the disorder in your being. And most of the psychological illnesses come from this disorder. Not really communicating with the rest of the universe in the positive way that everything is the source of happiness for you. Because when you are happy with the creation, you are happy with the Creator. So the Quran says, they are happy with me, with God. God is happy with them. Radiallahu anhum. Well, these are beautiful guidelines. But what the general culture does, this kind of verses, general culture, they say, okay, if you are happy with God, whatever He creates for you, you say, okay, although I don't like it, but okay, because you are the great one. It's not happy with God. You have to be convinced within yourself with the way that God creates. It is in your relationship with the creation, right? When you are happy in your relationship with the creation, ultimately, you are happy with the Creator and your creation. So they communicate perfectly with each other. That's why we have to get used to in the morning when you wake up. It is a very common wisdom tradition, but it's not really popular among young people. The first thing when they wake up in the conscious, among the conscious people, Assalamu alaikum ya sabah. But we turned it, good morning. Assalamu alaikum ya sabah. Okay. That's a new day. So when you start with salam, it means there is a peace between me and you, with no conflict. I am happy with your existence. You start your life with happiness. Oh, whatever is created for me, I'm happy with it. You start your life with happiness. We don't communicate with creation, really. This materialist worldview educated us in such a way that we see the world totally alien to us. Alien to us. If I benefit from it, it is good. If I don't benefit from it, damn it. That's what this materialist world says. The matter has nothing to do with you. You don't know, you cannot communicate with the matter in the materialist worldview, because fundamentally, it is a little bit, time is up, but it's a philosophical understanding, the philosophical approach to the subject. According to the materialist philosophy, the matter is essentially unconscious. Right? But we may say, yeah, of course, the earth is unconscious. No. Again, I have to go back to the example of the book. If I say the book is essentially unconscious, I am not saying the book, although I call it book. I am saying the papers. But what makes this a book? Let's assume this is a book, or not book, but let's assume it's a book. What makes this one a book is the message in it. The message in it. So you cannot say this is unconscious. When you open it, when you start communicating with it, oh, it's conscious. It is bringing message to you. Exactly, the universe is like this. The universe is like this. When you start reading it in their creation, the message, it means the really perceiving the message, receiving the message, it starts communicating with you. Not the paper, but the meaning ingrained in it. The author has written meaning in it. The message to you, to your body is nothing. To your humanity. Your human side is communicating with the meaning within the book. That's what the universe is. So two things we have to be very careful. The universe, outside world, is not dead, and my body also is not dead. Living being is different, not conscious. That is materialistic worldview. That's why they say the universe, the matter is unconscious. So my body is unconscious and I consist of body only. This is what I mean? Not human side, not the meaning, the message of the universe. You see what so the message of the Quran or the scripture comes to us and says, look, you are not the body and the matter outside is not unconscious. They continuously exalt the Creator's qualities to you. Proclaim. Oh, that's totally 180-degree contradiction in approaching the existence. Totally. That's why they have to say everything happens accidentally. There is no consciousness in creation. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. Okay, the time is up. But we understood this verse 7. There is no need to talk about it. If we have this happy relationship with the creation, definitely our life will be facilitated automatically. That's how we are created. It's very simple. So if you have any problem, stress, and get angry with somebody, but try to annoy it, slam the door, and, okay. What am I doing? Just calm down, inshallah. Beautiful guidance, mashallah, reminder, beautiful reminder. Alhamdulillah. I think the time is up. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.